Hello everyone, it's your pal Jeff, back after sort of extended time away. Haven't had a lot of time to make videos. Last week was just hellish with work and overtime and all kinds of other assorted problems. Basically just life getting in the way. But I was in the middle of listening to some Grateful Dead. As you can see, the cover of Working Man's Dead behind me. I'll be posting that picture on Facebook because that's what I do. And figured I could squeak out a quick one here for you just to check in a little bit. Basically, aside from work and overtime and life, enough said about that. I haven't really gotten any new records in, so I don't really have anything new to show you. The only exceptions to that are two, which I'll get to in a minute. And another reason is that I actually haven't been listening to very many records because I'm having issues with my turntable, which you can see right there. It's a vintage Pioneer turntable. It was probably made or probably for sale in 1980, maybe 1979, right around that time period, so it's old. When I bought it from somebody on eBay, it came in decent shape. Probably had just been taken care of. Nothing's ever been done to it. And it turns out I ended up having to do a bunch to it. I replaced the cartridge, I replaced the needle, I replaced the head shell. I restored the suspension on it because it was sprung, meaning that the platter, it's supposed to float isolated from the rest of the turntable body. And it worked for a while. I've had it for about 2 years, but within the last month and a half, it's just been hasn't been sounding good. I keep losing the left channel. That's been a chronic problem with this thing. Now I'm starting to lose the right. It goes in and out, back and forth, and I keep fiddling with it every time I want to listen to some music, and it's really becoming annoying. So I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I think I'm going to try and save whatever money I can to buy a new turntable, because what it would cost to get this one fixed would probably be the same amount of money as to buy a new one. So my plan in the near future, maybe distant future, who knows, is to eventually mothball this one and go with a new turntable. It probably won't be Pioneer, even though I'm kind of anal about having all the components by the same brand, but whatever it is, it's going to have to be better, because listening to music is supposed to be fun, and right now, even when I played this Dead album, it kept going in and out. I kept losing it. It kept getting very scratchy, and it would sound good 1 minute, and then the next it would sound like shit. So that's probably the main reason why I haven't made any videos, because I've really been getting killed by this turntable, because it's just making music not fun to listen to. So that will be a continuing story to be continued, I guess. I pre-ordered 2 albums months ago when I learned that they were going to be released this year, and I promptly forgot about them. So I haven't gotten any other new arrivals except for these 2. They were both from Amazon. They're both new releases by classic artists. And the first one is by Neil Young. The name of this album is called Hitchhiker. There's the back cover. This is from Neil's Archives. This was released. Let me show you the gatefold there. Nice picture of Neil. This was recorded, I guess, in one session in 1976. And some of these songs ended up on other albums. Some of them never got released at all. But for whatever reason, Neil didn't release it in this form, which is just him playing a guitar with the tape rolling. So of course, any classic Neil from the 60s or 70s I have to have, so I ordered it and it showed up. So it was kind of a nice surprise. Some of these songs I've heard of before, like Powderfinger. What else is on here? Campaigner made it onto the Decade Triple Greatest Hits album. Pocahontas. Some of these I never heard of before, but I'm looking forward to listening to this, and the reason why I haven't, again, is because of the turntable. It doesn't matter if it's a brand new record or if it's a classic old record. So I want to be able to enjoy this all the way through without any fiddle farting around with it. Okay, I'll quit bitching about the turntable now. The other album that arrived was by an artist whose death saddened me the most, probably besides David Bowie's death last year. Over these last 2 years, we've lost a ton of great musicians. And probably Bowie's death last year was the one that shook me the most. And so far this year, Gregg Allman's death shook me the most this year. It just depressed the hell out of me, and I was really sad about it. And this was his final album. This is what he was working on while he was ill with cancer. And here's the back cover. Again, haven't listened to it yet, but this did come with a download card, so I can download this file, put it on my iPod, which I'm going to be doing soon. It's a good old-fashioned gatefold again, just like the classic albums of the old days. And it also came, besides a download card, it also came with a print. If I can get it out of the sleeve here, I'm going to show it to you. It came with this print of Gregg, and on the back it just says the name of the album and Gregg's name. And according to the liner notes, which also used to always go through with old albums, the artist who painted this picture, the original, painted it with Gregg's own blood. So that's where the album title came from, Southern Blood. It's kind of weird, I guess, painting it out of somebody's blood, but that's what this artist does. And it's a beautiful picture, but yeah, that's where the title Southern Blood came from, because it actually, his own blood went into making this album. So yeah, what can I say? Gregg Allman has always been one of my favorite musicians. I think the Allman Brothers was like my second or third concert that I ever went to, and I saw them many, many times in the 90s and early 2000s. So yeah, when Butch Trucks died in January, that was depressing enough, but when Gregg died, that was really, really sad. Yeah. So those were really the only two records that I've gotten in the last 2 to 3 weeks. So there's a couple more coming in the pipeline because I hit eBay last week, so there may be some more showing up soon. So hopefully the next video will be here sooner than later. But yeah, new turntable is going to be on the horizon at some point, and hopefully some new records, and hopefully more time for me to make these videos and time to listen to music in general. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's all I want now that we're almost at we're going to be in fall here in another couple days. So that's my goal. All right, I'm going to cut it off here. We're only about 10.5 minutes, and thanks for watching. For those of you who watch these videos, I greatly appreciate it. For those of you who subscribe, thank you again. For those of you who comment, which is no one, so you can throw a comment if you want to, if you have any questions to ask me. Not that I'm a great master of musical knowledge, but feedback is always good. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you again soon.